The Nintendo Switch is an amazing console, and I've been putting a lot of time into it lately. I thought it would be fun to make a video of my personal top 10 games for the system. When I think about it, I would hope that your top 10 is much different from mine. Can you imagine how boring it would be if everyone's top 10 list were the same? So here are my personal top 10 picks as of today. But let's be honest, this list could change drastically if you asked me even a week from now. Subscribe to see more videos like this. Let's get odd. It took me a second playthrough to fully appreciate Final Fantasy XII. I liked the battle system in particular, which was a departure from previous games in the series, which usually occurred on a separate battle screen. The Gambit system allows you to customize the actions of your allies, almost to the point where your battles are fully automated. I've heard complaints that the story is boring, and I get that. When they start talking about politics, I tend to tune out as well. But the game makes up for it in its interesting battle mechanics and great leveling up system. Final Fantasy X was the first Final Fantasy to feature voice acting, the first game in the series not entirely scored by Nobuo Uematsu, as he was accompanied by Masashi Hamauzu and Junya Nakano, and it was the first Final Fantasy game to have a direct game sequel in Final Fantasy X-2. Final Fantasy is my favorite video game franchise, and the only reason these two games are low on this list is because I played the PlayStation 2 versions a lot more, but they are both excellent games in the JRPG genre. I'm not much of a shoot-'em-up guy at all, because I usually find them to be too difficult, but I had to put Skyforce Reloaded on this list based on its addicting quality alone. The sound design is so good that the explosions in the game feel so viscerally satisfying. It is so much fun to upgrade the health and weapons of your ship in order to replay previous missions on higher difficulty, which add to the addicting quality of the game. And it is so rewarding to complete the achievements in the various missions. If you can recommend any more good vertically scrolling shoot-'em-ups, definitely let me know in the comments. I was elated when I heard about Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It brings Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy to the Switch. I had only played Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo DS, and I never owned a GameCube, so I had never played Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario 64 was the first 3D Super Mario game, and thus paved the way for other games into the 3D era. Admittedly, the camera controls in Super Mario 64 feel a little wonky, especially compared to more recent games such as Super Mario Odyssey. But I'm happy that Nintendo is bringing classic games onto modern consoles, and I hope they continue to do so for other franchises such as The Legend of Zelda. Sometimes I just feel like running and jumping, if that makes sense. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is a Wii U port, bringing all the side-scrolling platforming greatness of its many predecessors and bringing it to the Switch. The graphics, the gameplay, and the power-ups have all been upgraded. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Toad, Toadette, or Nabbit, as they travel across a new land in order to save Princess Peach from the clutches of Bowser and his minions. 3D is all the rage these days, but I still love a solid 2D side-scroller. Speaking of side-scrollers, Yoshi's Crafted World is an excellent side-scrolling platform game in the Yoshi series. It's kind of a hybrid in the middle between 3D and 2D. You play as Yoshi, using Yoshi's tongue to eat enemies or other objects, turning them into eggs and throwing them at enemies or scenery. The game is in the realm of Yoshi's Woolly World or previous Yoshi's Island games. Many elements in the game are related to cardboard or other crafting items. The colors and the gameplay mechanics make for a very unique and enjoyable gaming experience. I'm a huge fan of the Donkey Kong Country series, especially the original trilogy from the Super Nintendo era. I'm happy that they're continuing the legacy of those games, first with Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii and the 3DS, followed by Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U and now on the Switch. In this platform game, you can play as Donkey Kong, and your abilities change depending on if you play with Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, or Cranky Kong. You can also play as Funky Kong in Funky mode, which is an optional, easier mode. You venture across 5 islands to save Donkey Kong Island after it is frozen over by the snowmads. It may be nostalgia talking, but I still give the slight edge to the Super Nintendo trilogy in terms of enjoyability, but Tropical Freeze is an excellent platform game. I know it might be controversial to put Breath of the Wild at number 3. I love Breath of the Wild. When I think of how they took the foundation of the original Legend of Zelda and built it into the amazing, beautiful world of Breath of the Wild, I just think it's incredible. The game blew me away during my first playthrough. But replayability factor ranks high for me personally, and to be honest, after my first playthrough, I don't really have much desire to play Breath of the Wild again. I might make a whole video about this, I feel like I might have to. But of course, Breath of the Wild is an excellent game, and I'm very excited about what Nintendo's plans are for the 35th anniversary of the franchise next year. I went from never playing any Pikmin game before to picking up Pikmin 3 Deluxe and not being able to put it down. I can't believe it took me almost 20 years to discover this amazing franchise. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is a real-time strategy and puzzle game. You control 3 captains, Alf, Brittany, and Charlie, as they explore and retrieve food sources with the help of the Pikmin. It is so much fun strategizing how to use the different type of Pikmin according to different situations, working on your timing for each mission, and multitasking by controlling each captain. There are side stories and mission challenges to complete. The addicting quality and replayability factor of this game pushed this to the number 2 slot. Surprisingly, it took a second playthrough of Super Mario Odyssey for me to fully appreciate the game. After I played it the first time, I stopped just after reaching Mushroom Kingdom, and I thought it was just okay. I can't really explain why, but this time around, I am really enjoying the experience of jumping back and forth between kingdoms to discover new moons, exploring each world, collecting coins to purchase new costumes, and trying to complete achievements from the archivist Toadette has been so satisfying. The homage the game pays to its origins was such a nice surprise as well. Cappy is a new gimmick that just works. It's an epic game, and I am always surprised and impressed at how Nintendo continues to create and develop new and innovative ways for gamers to experience Super Mario. I would love to hear your own list. What games do you think my list is missing? What order would you put them in? Any games I should check out? Definitely let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. For other videos or playlists from Odd Drummer Gaming, click or tap the screen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Stay odd and keep on playing.